the United States Supreme Court. Once it arrived, her Supreme Court, whose expertise is interpretation of her Constitution, strove mightily to find the answer therein. But, as told here before, the rule of law failed them there as well. Seeking in the deepest depths of the Constitution, for, as all children know, the Constitution is more than the just rule of law, the Supreme Court was able to find an answer in the first 3 words of the Constitution. Excuse me. Outside of the rule of law, we, the people. The question was, who must be the president? The people's answer was trapped in a box in a basement. The people could not answer from within their own current voting moments. The rule of law's answer was, I can't handle this. I have no means and no ways, and I am forbidden to rule inside the people's voting moments. The Constitution's answer was, look a little bit deeper into me, and there the Supreme Court was able to find the only perfect answer. Let the people decide. Oh, but wait, say the children. We just saw that they could not answer. Not so. It became clear that only 2/3 of the people were trapped in the box in Florida. The remainder were still available to ask. 45 million strong. They had not wasted their votes by voting in the deadlocked election. The Supreme Court found as follows. When the number of votes separating candidates becomes smaller than the known error rates of the voting and vote tabulation systems, then, and perhaps only then, can the people turn to their own, to the remainder of the people, to the remainder of the people, to those who did not vote on election day inside that election. No one votes twice in this nation. A subsidiary voting day shall be given them now. Excuse me. A subsidiary voting day shall be given them now to complete the election that was begun but was interrupted by chaotic indecision. No one votes twice in this nation, so those who voted already may not vote now. The people made this nasty mess all by themselves, well inside their own voting moments. The people can clean it up. The story told here thus ended in balance, in perfect American truth, in a ruling judgment by the people, and the results, as all children now know, were these. All the lawyers went home. All the politicians shut up for a while. All the media commentators stopped talking about the problem, began to rant and rave about the answer. That box of ballots in the courthouse basement in Tallahassee became irrelevant. It blended with the flood of 30 million new votes. And as all children know, that box was never opened and was utterly destroyed by fire the very moment the United States Supreme Court decision had come down, and no one was ever caught for that crime. The people regained their ruling power and made a constitutional amendment of that answer mentioned above, so that rule by the people could never again come into direct conflict with the rule of law. world at large, having been told for 200 years and more that America is the nation of the people who rule themselves, saw that indeed it was, in very truth, a nation where the people actually do rule themselves. The new president was elected by a margin sufficient to create a firm, definitive mandate, and he guided the people effectively for 4 years, right up until this very day, the day that we the people again go into the voting booths to exercise our ruling power. So remember this, children, for you have been told of the daylight ride of a box of gold. Without that box of ballots, what was done 4 years ago could not have been done, and we the people could not have regained our ruling power by the dawn of the new millennium. Take heed and learn. When troubles are deep and answers are not apparent, dig into your nation's central document. And if the troubles are so deep that the answers cannot be found in the rule of law part of that document, then take the courage to ask the other part, the people. Well, they are the heart and the soul and the foundation and the power source for all that follows in the Constitution, from the strongest 3 words in human awareness. We, the people. Performance copyright, 2004, by me, John Brawley. Thank you for listening. This is still practice stuff. Oh, you think you can do that better?